Hello everyone, today we're going to do a bit of a comparison slash discussion regarding three scents, and they are Écrin de Fumée by Serge Lutens, Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens, and Rouge Parfum by Guerlain. The thing that ties all of these together is, of course, vanilla. So the main reason for this discussion is three vanilla scents that are just gorgeous and that, claimed all of my attention of late, because just look at how much I wore from my bottle of Bois Vanille. And also, the other, the secret reason behind this is I'm so happy when I'm wrong about a fragrance. Now, if you remember in my video where I spoke about, I smelled for the first time Écrin de Fumée, I wasn't terribly impressed by it. I thought it was quite common. I think I categorized it in the same region as Bulgari Man in Black or Guerlain L'Homidal, EDT or EDP, doesn't matter. I still think my first impression was valid. However, what I didn't take into account is the fragrance's trajectory, and it's the reason, the trajectory, as with Rouge Parfum, which I was also wrong about, it's the fragrance's trajectory and where that trajectory leads to. We're talking about it, I couldn't say no to it, I had to get myself a bottle, I wore that sample I had, and I fell in love with this. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. Now, Écrin de Fumée, and this will be common with Rouge Parfum as well. The opening of Écrin de Fumée isn't necessarily something I love. I do love it now, but I didn't love it at, first smell. Because, as I said, it feels quite common, right? It's your typical smoky tobacco with that sweet synthetic-ish cherry, which that cherry note, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of. However, I find that this opening of Écrin de Fumée, I could stomach it a lot more, and I liked it a lot more than the opening of Rouge Parfum, which to me is still vile. Now, Écrin de Fumée, when you wear it on the skin, it's just this beautiful rendition of a smoke room, which is quite unique. In the last video, I spoke about Le Participe Passé, and I think Le Participe Passé kind of rivals Écrin de Fumée in terms of its smokiness. I said something, you have to go like this when you smell that scent, and you imagine being in a room where everybody's been smoking. It's definitely a very, very smoky scent. What I love about this fragrance is the way that it just dies down into this woody, dark, spicy vanilla. And I'm pretty sure there's not much more going on other than vanilla, and vanilla isn't even cited. It's such a beautiful, beautiful scent. And if you haven't smelled Écrin de Fumée by now, do give this a try, and keep in mind you have to wear it on the skin and give it some time to, work its magic, because if it doesn't, then there's definitely something wrong with your relationship with that smell, or that smell doesn't work on you. But on me, this becomes this, as I said, it's just awe-inspiring vanilla. And it's the most woody and smoky vanilla of the lot, because the next vanilla we're going to talk about is, let's talk about Rouge Parfum's vanilla, which they do rival. They're quite similar, Écrin de Fumée's vanilla with Rouge Parfum's dry down, let's say. Oh, I'm starting to stomach it a lot better, this opening. Both of them, Écrin de Fumée and Habit Rouge Parfum, which, you know, both of them came out in 2023, Écrin de Fumée 2023, Habit Rouge Parfum late 2023, 2024 actually, but my bottle says 2023 on it. Where is that code? There it is. See? So I think there's, you know, I'm not saying that's the reason they're similar, because, you know, it's silly. But definitely there are some points to be made between both of them. Now, Habit Rouge doesn't become smoky necessarily at any point in its evolution, or not terribly smoky, definitely not as smoky as Écrin de Fumée, but they both have this boozy element to them. They're definitely both inspired by this glass of maybe cognac or some very rich wine. It's definitely there, you know, it's something caramelic, burnt sugary, alcoholic in this. I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely something there. In Habit Rouge, and as much as I wear it, or as I wear it, I think, and this is not the last time we're going to speak of Habit Rouge Parfum, I think it's gradually becoming one of my most favorite embodiments of Habit Rouge, if you can believe that, you know. I think more and more I can understand the relationship with the original Habit Rouge, and in as much as it's definitely something citrusy, vanillic. I mean, all the elements are there. They are still quite different one from the other, you know, the EDT and this, whatever this means, this parfum version, because it's not, you know, the parfum. And we're going to talk about the parfum in a few weeks, I think. So the vanilla in Habit Rouge Parfum gradually darkens. As it is now, it's this gourmand, you know, ethyl maltol, rum pastry. Oh, rum, yeah. I think this is what ties them all together. Rum or cognac, definitely. But as it is, this is sort of a sweetish, obnoxious rum pastry that dries down into this leathery, very, very dry, as I said, vanilla that's woody and dark, spicy, and it has all the elements, almost all of the elements of a very coagulated, very lush, very dark vanilla, right? It is spectacularly. What's going on with Habit Rouge Parfum in its dry down? I'm actually thinking of purchasing another bottle of Habit Rouge Parfum. I don't know, I'm crazy. I love it so much. I don't want to be without it. It's similar to Habit Rouge Dress Code, but it's not the same thing. In my opinion, it's done so much better than Habit Rouge Dress Code. Forget about Habit Rouge Dress Code. I'm sorry, but this to me is far, far better. It's far more interesting. And yeah, I think it was my sudden love for this scent that kind of got me into dark vanillas. And speaking of dark and woody vanillas, let's talk about Bois Vanille. Now, Bois Vanille is one of the best vanilla scents I've ever smelled. And it's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled because it's so, it kind of tricks you, Bois Vanille. You know, Bois Vanille starts, first of all, Bois Vanille has the most beautiful opening of the lot. I mean, at least to my nose. It's definitely one of the most interesting and palatable openings. It's discreet, sweet, coconutty, white chocolatey vanilla. It's very perfumey, it's very musky, it's very delicate. It's nothing, you know, terribly surprising. It's nothing, it's not that type of opening that might, you know, definitely hook you in to get it if you were to smell this somewhere and you were in a hurry. It's just your typical sweet. You can definitely tell that this is going to be a vanilla scent, but you don't know what type of vanilla scent. And this is, I think, the tricky part. Now, as this evolves, and what a beautiful evolution this has, this becomes gradually more sandalwoody. And that sandalwood definitely has a bite to it. It's definitely creamy sandalwood. It's definitely lush and tropical and a bit fruity sandalwood. It's fresh and watery sandalwood. However, it does have a bit of a spicy component. As I said, it has a bit of a bite. As I said, I think in my video regarding Bois Vanille, it's like Santal majuscule done in reverse, or sort of turned on its head. It's very, very similar to Santal majuscule, although it's lacking that rosy. It has some floral, musky facets, but it's not rosy, if you know what I mean. But they do share a core, and I think that core might be from this powdery cacao slash chocolatey thing that's going on throughout both of the scents. And it might be that slight resinous caramelly benzoin, you know, that slightly camphorous, very, very interesting benzoin, because this is, at the end of the day, you know, as this dries, this is benzoin vanilla, which is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. I would like to compare it to many other vanilla scents, but I just can't. All I can find is, because it darkens so much, all the apt comparisons I can make were the fragrances I chose for this video. So it darkens and it becomes woody, not leathery, not necessarily dry, and definitely not smoky, but definitely dark, sweet, and lush vanilla. And it's one of the most beautiful vanilla smells ever, at least to my nose. They are all three of them are gorgeous. All three of them, you know, they're similar up to a degree. And Bois Vanille and Écrin de Fumée are definitely similar because they come from the same house. And they have that same sweetish honey thing going through both of them. And that sandalwood is definitely present in both of them. Apart from that, then, you know, they're quite dissimilar. They're quite their own thing, and I think they do not overlap at all. However, I find myself that I cannot help from wearing them a lot. I reach out for them so much. So I'm very happy I own all three. I encourage you all to smell all three, and of course let me know what you think. And these were my, I guess by now, cemented impressions on Écrin de Fumée, Bois Vanille, and Rouge Parfum. And if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.